Have you ever met someone who made you feel small without ever raising their voice? Someone who with just a few well-placed words could make you doubt your own sanity? Maybe it was a boss, a romantic partner, or even a family member. And the most disturbing thing of all is that you could never quite identify what was happening. It seemed so subtle, so polite, so rational. But something inside you screamed that there was something deeply wrong. That something is what we are going to uncover today. Because there is a specific technique, a set of questions, that manipulative people use, not to obtain information, but to completely dismantle you. And when you learn to recognize these questions, you finally gain the power to protect yourself. Let us get straight to the point. These 7 questions are not asked out of curiosity. They are precise psychological weapons, developed over years by people who learned that control does not require physical force, but mental control. And the scariest part is that you have probably heard all of them, maybe even today. So prepare yourself, because what you are about to discover will completely change the way you view certain interactions in your life. The first question seems innocent. Why are you reacting like this? It seems like a valid question, does it not? Someone genuinely concerned wanting to understand your feelings. But here is the dark trick behind it. This question does not seek understanding. It plants a seed of doubt in your mind. It suggests that your reaction is inadequate, exaggerated, irrational. Suddenly, you are no longer defending your point of view. You are defending yourself from the implicit accusation of being irrational. And while you try to explain and justify your perfectly valid emotions, the manipulative person has already won. Because now the conversation is no longer about what they did wrong. It is about what is wrong with you. The second question is even more insidious. Are you sure that is what happened? Again, it sounds like someone trying to clarify the facts. But the real goal is to make you question your own memory and perception of reality. When someone constantly questions your version of events, you begin to doubt your own mind. And a person who doubts themselves is incredibly easy to control. Because if you do not trust your own perception, who else can you trust? The person who is asking you these questions, of course. And so the cycle of dependency and control is established. The third question is particularly cruel. Why do you always do this? Note the carefully chosen words, always. That word transforms an isolated incident into a pattern of behavior. Suddenly, that time you forgot something becomes evidence that you always forget everything. That moment when you got irritated becomes proof that you are always temperamental. It is a perfect linguistic trap. And the worst part is that over time, you may start to believe it. You internalize these labels and begin to see yourself through the eyes of the manipulator. The fourth question is where things start to get really dark. Do you not think you are overreacting? This question not only invalidates your feelings, it turns you into the villain of the story. You are not someone with legitimate concerns. You are someone dramatic, someone who exaggerates, someone who creates problems where there are none. And here is something you need to understand. Someone who truly cares about you. When you express that something hurts you, the first reaction is to try to understand. A manipulator does the opposite. They make you feel guilty for having been hurt. They transform your pain into your flaw. And if you fall for that, you will stop expressing when something bothers you. You will swallow your feelings, repress your needs, and become exactly what the manipulator wants: silent, compliant, and controllable. But here comes the twist that changes everything. All of these questions have something in common. They are not about you. They are about the manipulator. Each question is a disguised confession. When someone asks you why you are reacting like this, it is not because your reaction is inadequate. It is because your reaction is disturbing their comfort. When they question your memory of the facts, it is not because you are confused. It is because the truth exposes them. When they say you always do something, it is not because you have a pattern. It is because they need an excuse not to deal with the real problem. And when they suggest you are overreacting, it is not because you are. It is because minimizing your pain is easier than taking responsibility. Understanding this changes everything, because suddenly you realize that these questions have no power over you whatsoever. They only work if you accept the false premise behind them. The fifth question comes disguised as logic. Do you not think you should be more rational about this? This is the favorite of manipulators who like to present themselves as the voice of reason. They turn you into the irrational emotional one, while they are the pillar of logic. But here is what they do not want you to know. Emotions are not the opposite of rationality. They are data. They are important information about what is happening around you. When something makes you feel bad, that is not irrational. It is your internal alarm system telling you that something is wrong. And a manipulator knows this. So they need to disqualify your emotions so that you ignore your own instincts. And once you turn off your instincts, you become completely vulnerable. The sixth question is where the manipulator tries to seal total control. Why can you not just get over it? This question places all the responsibility for solving a situation you did not create entirely on your shoulders. And more than that, it establishes an arbitrary timeline for your healing, as if feelings could be turned on and off for convenience. The truth is that processing difficult experiences takes time, and anyone who rushes you in that process is not concerned about your well-being. They are concerned about their own convenience. And finally, we come to the seventh question, perhaps the most revealing of all. Do you really think anyone else will put up with you? This is the manipulator's final weapon, the fear of abandonment. The suggestion that you are so problematic, so difficult, so flawed, that you should be grateful that someone is willing to stay with you. This question seeks to completely destroy your self-esteem. Because once you believe you are undesirable, you desperately cling to whoever is willing to stay, even if that person treats you terribly, even if they are the source of all your pain. And that is exactly what the manipulator wants. Someone so insecure, so convinced of their own worthlessness, that they will never have the courage to leave. But now comes the most important lesson. Recognizing these questions is just the first step. The true power comes from understanding something fundamental about healthy human relationships. In any genuine and healthy interaction, you should never feel constantly defensive. You should never be constantly justifying your existence, your emotions, your perceptions. Healthy relationships are built on mutual respect. And respect means that when you express discomfort, it is taken seriously, not questioned, not minimized, not turned against you. People who truly care about you may disagree, may have different perspectives, but they never use your vulnerability as a weapon. So here is what you need to do from now on. The next time someone asks you one of these questions, do not enter the game. Do not try to justify or explain yourself, because these questions do not deserve answers. They deserve boundaries. You can simply say that you will not have this conversation this way. You can remove yourself from the situation, and if this happens repeatedly with the same person, maybe it is time to consider whether that person deserves access to your life. Because the brutal truth is that some people are not in your life to lift you up. They are there to use you. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner you can start building a life surrounded by people who truly value you. True freedom begins when you stop defending yourself to people who have already decided you are guilty, when you understand that you do not need the approval of those who disapprove of you. When you finally accept that some battles are not worth fighting because the field was already tilted against you from the start. And most importantly, when you realize that your peace is worth more than proving you are right to someone determined to find you wrong. That is the lesson. That is the game changer. You do not need to be understood by everyone. You only need to understand and respect yourself enough not to accept less than you deserve.